Hello everybody, I'm super excited today because I have my dear friend Dessa, Mama to be, joining me today, and she has kindly agreed to demonstrate a few poses for us that can be safely done during pregnancy, and they probably feel really good. So we're going to show you those, but before we get into that, I want to say that she's a healthy person. The pregnancy has been going well, no complications, and her and I have been working together for a really long time. She's an experienced yoga student, and she's somebody that understands her body. She's really good about not doing anything that doesn't feel right for her. She'll speak up, and I encourage all of you to do the same, especially when you're pregnant. Listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and take really good care of yourself. Let's get started, Dessa. So for the standing poses, we have our mat coming long ways from the wall. As you can see, we have a chair at the ready and we have a block. So I'm gonna ask Dessa to take her right foot all the way to the wall, the outer edge of her foot pressing against the wall, and she's gonna step her left foot out, and she's turning her toes out, her thigh out, her knee out. She's getting ready to do triangle pose. So as she presses her heel to the wall, she can even put her her right fingertips on the wall just to give her a little more sense of balance and stability. Pressing that back heel to the wall helps with stability. The last thing you want is to feel like ungrounded and stable when you're pregnant. So you can press that back heel to the wall, and then to start, she's just gonna reach her left arm towards the middle of the room, and then with an exhalation, she's gonna come down and bring her hand onto the seat of the chair. She can put her other hand on her hip. She's done these poses before. She's familiar with this format. She's gonna press her back heel to the wall, and then she's going to keep her kneecaps lifted. Notice how straight her legs are. Now I know that Dessa can probably bring her forearm onto the seat of the chair, but if it was too much, you just stay with your hand on the chair with your arms straight. And then from here, she might even like to try taking her hands on top of the block instead, and maybe she can go a little bit further down. And she's keeping, yeah, there you go. She's keeping her tailbone in, the chest is open, breath is flowing, and then she can take her top arm towards the ceiling and then look forward. And then press your back heel to the wall, Dessa. Inhale and come all the way up. Fantastic. And then turn your feet forward. And you're just going to turn around. So now your back will be to the camera. We're going to do the exact same thing. So her left foot is to the wall now. And her right foot is out. And she's turning the toes out, turning the thigh out. Chair is right here. So she can look straight ahead, spread her arms. And then as she presses into the back heel, she's gonna reach and bring her hand onto the seat of the chair. And then she's gonna stabilize, so no rushing, pushing the back heel to the wall, lifting the kneecaps up, drawing the tailbone in. And then if she wants to, she can go a little further down. See how it feels on this side. The two sides could be entirely different. And then she can bring her hand onto her block and then take her top arm, opening the chest up, pressing into the back heel, taking a nice breath, and on an inhalation, she's gonna push into the wall, inhale, bring herself up, turn the feet forward, and come back to Tadasana. Fantastic. So now we're gonna go into Utthita Parsvakonasana, extended side angle pose, the same way. So we'll have the chair here. So right foot goes to the wall. Make sure that you can see her whole outer foot is pressing really against the wall, and she's pushing especially the outer heel down into the wall, so that can help to stabilize. And then she'll step her left foot out, she'll turn the foot, toes pointing directly out, and she's lifting her thighs and her kneecaps. Now you can have your right hand on the wall momentarily. Keep your chest straight up and down. Spread the arms. Now exhale, bend your left leg. And you don't need to take your hip lower than your knee at this time. Okay, and then she can just bring her hand onto the seat of the chair. Other hand can be on the hip. Okay, so if this is as far as you go, you're already in a really good place. But she can also try dropping her forearm on the chair. How's it going? You feeling okay? Yeah. All right, and then because I know we've worked together long enough, I know her body a little bit, she can put her hand even on the block and take her top arm towards the ceiling. And then turn the arm and extend it over. She's pressing strongly into the back heel, opening her chest up. And then when she's ready, she's going to look forward and then take the arm up. Inhale, use the arm to bring her up. Turn your feet forward. Bring yourself back to center. Take a moment, take a breath. No rushing. Good. Let's do the other side. There she is. Her left heel is pressing the wall and the right foot is turning out. She's going to rotate the thigh. And when she's ready, she'll bend the leg. That's it. And then she'll bring her hand onto the seat of the chair, other hand on the hip, and then draw the tailbone in, breathe, and then forearm onto the chair. And she can stay as long as she wants to. She can come up faster. She can stay longer. She's basically in charge. And then she can take her hand onto the block. And then extend the arm well overhead. That's it. Keep pushing your back heel to the wall. Inhale and pull yourself up. Turn the feet forward. Bring yourself back together. And back to Tadasana. Okay, so our next pose is Utthita Hasta Parangushtasana. So again, we have a chair against the wall here. And because we're at a yoga studio, we have a rope wall. So we have these hooks that we're going to use. I'll explain those in just a moment. But to start with, she's going to take her left foot, sorry, it's your right foot. Right foot on top of the chair. Now, she can also have another chair nearby so she can put her hands on it just for support in case she feels like she's losing her balance. And now with this shape here, from the top of the thigh, try to relax down and relax your inner thigh towards your knee and lift your chest up towards the ceiling and just take a breath. See if you can relax the hip down so it can give you a little bit of back traction there. Okay, and then from there, she's going to put her heel on top of the back of the chair. And we may need to move her a little bit. Oh, she's good. Okay, now she's flexible and her leg is basically straight, but if she weren't, it would be okay for the leg to be a little bit bent even, like such. Okay, what we're doing is essentially creating space in the inner thigh, relaxing the hip so we can traction the low back. Then from here, you can hold on to the rope and take your heel on top of the hook, right? But if you didn't have anything like this at home, most people don't have a rope wall at home, you could use anything sturdy that's about hip height and put your foot on top of it. You want to make sure that it's the back of your heel that's on that support and you have a person nearby or a chair nearby so that you can lean onto it if you feel like you're losing your balance. And then lifting the chest, or you can even show with your arm lifting up towards the ceiling, letting go of the rope momentarily and lifting up. Okay, so you don't have to have the ropes to do this. Okay, we do, so they're wonderful to use. And then to come out, you just bend your leg. You can even use your hand to bend the leg and you slide yourself all the way down. And we're gonna do it on the other side. Okay, so all you have to do is turn around, have your support, whatever it is nearby. It doesn't have to be yoga chairs. It could be anything you have at home. Okay, opposite leg comes onto the chair. We're gonna pause right here, take a breath. Outer hip descends, sides of the torso rise, and she's releasing her inner thigh towards her knee. Her standing leg is upright. You can see she points her toes directly forward, so it's a Tadasana leg. When she's ready, she can hold on the ropes and put her heel on top of the chair and lift her chest up and stay right there for a moment. Soften the shoulders, breathe. And then let's say she needed to have a little bit of extra support. She can put her hands on the opposite chair, and then when she's ready, she can put her foot on top of the hook. There you go, perfect. Okay, so again, the top leg for her, she's able to keep it really straight and steady. It would be okay at this point to have a little bit of a bend. Don't worry about it. Focus on relaxing the top of the buttocks down. The inner thighs is spreading apart from each other, which is comforting. And she's reaching her arm up, which gives her a lot of lift on the sides of her torso. Thank you, Dessa. You can come down. And moving forward. So next we're going to do Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. This is so good to do when you're pregnant. I know you like it too. Okay, so here we have a couple of chairs here. You could just use one chair, it would be fine. You would just move it from side to side. I've put sandbags on the chairs just to keep them stable. If you want to put some heavy books or something on there, that way you don't have to worry about your chairs flipping. Okay, and we're again very close to the wall. So when you're ready, turn your right foot out. And then start to go down. You can bring your hand onto the chair, and she's taking her leg up, and she's just resting her heel against the chair. Her back is to the wall, and she's just staying here with the leg straight and taking a breath. And then if she wants to, she can take her hands lower. She can maybe put her hand on the block. There you go. And again, if you have something firm that you can put your foot on and it's going to be about hip width, you can use that. So go ahead and take your foot on top of the hook. That works much better for her. You could see her ankle and her hip are lined up, and then she can reach her arm up. If you have the ropes, then you can pull on the ropes and use that to open your chest up. So her torso is lengthening towards her head, the thigh is lengthening away. She can just hang here, let the abdomen drop, her tailbone stays in, and there's just so much space here in the pelvic area for her and for the baby. Good. And then we're gonna come up carefully, stand for a moment, and we're just gonna have you move your block to the other side. I'll switch places. And then you will turn your left foot out, reach and bring your hand onto the back of that chair as you take your leg up. That's it. And then she can pause right here. See how it is on this side? And if she's ready, she'll take her hands lower. And if it's feeling good, she's gonna take her foot a little bit higher up. It would be fine for it to stay down onto the seat of the chair, okay? So she's rolling her standing leg from inside out. The inner thigh is lifting. She's kicking out through the heel. She's opening her chest up. She can take her head up and look up as she's doing. Maybe you want to take your arm up. Good. And if it feels good to have your head up, you do that. Or you can look straight forward. There you go. Breathe. You feel like you could stay a long time? Yeah. So you could stay up to 2 minutes. You have to see how you feel. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and exit the pose. She's just gonna stand with her back to the wall for a moment. You're back. Oh. She's just gonna take a breath. So we're sitting down finally, and we have the mat near to the wall. And this is sitting on one folded blanket. You could have 2 or 3 or none. Just see how it feels on your back. her whole back is supported against the wall. From here, we're going to do Bakasana. So just straighten your legs towards the camera. And then you're going to take your hands to your inner knees and pull the knees out to the side with your hands and bring the bottoms of your feet together. Okay? So she can bring her feet really close to her body. Again, she's quite flexible, but let's show with the feet a little bit forward. Okay? So the inner heels are going to press each other. The big toe balls of the feet press against each other, and she is splitting her toes. Okay? And we're asking her to relax her inner thighs towards her knees. And then if she wants to go further, which we know that she can, she's going to hold her ankles and bring them closer to her body. This is a great pose to do for pregnant ladies, especially this stage. We're 8 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just preparing the body for delivery, basically. Okay, so we're going to soften here, and we're going to lift the chest up. Good. Her posture is just wonderful. Her shoulders can go to the wall. This helps also now reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. And if you have something to hold, so she's got ropes, I want them to pull on the ropes. It gives her a stretch at the front of her body. Okay, because at this stage, there's so much going on here. Sometimes there's pressure on the lungs. So you can get a better breath with your arms up here, and you can stay as long as you like. So not only are you making space for yourself to breathe, you're giving this little person in there a little extra room too. Okay, little person. Okay, all right, and then bring the hands down. Now hold your outer knees to bring them up, and now we're going for Upavishta Konasana. So she's going to spread her feet wide apart. And staying straight up and down, you can see her knees are pointing directly up towards the ceiling. Again, she's lengthening from the inner thigh to the ankle, pushing out through the big toe ball of the foot. And then she'll stay as long as she likes. Again, she can lean onto the wall if she likes. She can take her buttocks probably just a little further back. There we go. Opening the chest and the shoulders. Another pose that's wonderful to do all the way up until you're basically ready to give birth. This is really a good pose to do. Keep doing it. Okay? And then you can take your arms up again as before and lift the chest. You can even hold on to the ropes. And if you wanted to, you could lift your chest up and look up in a little bit of a back bend. So her back ribs are coming in, her sternum is lifting, and she's, again, opening that space to the top of the chest. Thank you, Dessa. And then release. Okay? And again, staying up to 5 minutes, no problem, as long as you can manage. To come out, you're going to hold your inner knees again, pull them up, and bring yourself back. So finally, we are going to do Supta Baddha Konasana, which is lying down, bound angle pose. Dasa already showed us Baddha Konasana, which was this with the bottoms of the feet together. Before we go to that, I just want to show I have not one but 2 bolsters, and the top bolster is going a little bit back, and I've supported it with a block just so it's stable. You could always stack up a bunch of blankets this way, and I've added a blanket for her head, and then she'll take her feet into Baddha Konasana. We have a big loop here. It's going to go over her body. And it goes over the thighs and underneath the feet. And then she'll slide it down her back. Is it tight enough? Is it good? You can tighten it some more. Okay. There you go. And then from there, she's just going to arch her back and lie back. And I think one more blanket for her head. Just lift your head for me. Okay. So she's looking pretty good. Does it feel good? Feels okay? All right. Now, if you weren't quite as flexible as Dessa is, or sometimes I'm quite flexible, but I do like to have my knees supported. It's just a little less strain. So all I've done is just rolled up a blanket and place them under her knees. I mean, you can tell she just looks Pretty peaceful here. Hands can be here. She can drop them to her sides. Basically, sometimes this way is nice because, again, it brings that space to the sides of the torso. And this one, again, stay as long as it feels comfortable for you, focusing on softening the inner thighs, on relaxing the knees, relaxing the belly, just letting that breath flow. She feels like she can close her eyes and just take a few minutes to rest here. This is Supta Baddha Konasana. It's perfect for women to do when you're pregnant, when you're not pregnant, when you're menstruating. Honestly, any time of the life cycle is perfect for this pose. And when you're ready, she's not ready. She wants to stay. You'll probably want to stay too. And then you'll just press with your hands and come all the way up. So that was it for this pregnancy sequence. Thank you so much, Tessa, for coming and agreeing to do this. And I hope you all enjoy it. Namaste.